conference implications aplenty that could resonate for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Kentucky Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Will boot it away to start the game. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. So Kentucky's offense will take the first swing of the game. And here comes the big fella, a staple of this aerial attack, Jesse.
And he's a guy that can line up all over the field, David. There's matchups out there waiting to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, and it's so nice to be able to do that. It makes it easy to play quarterback when you can feature a guy like this that's fast, big, and strong.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Trying to make magic with his feet. They pushed it out to the 39 after picking up 5. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Quick strike complete. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. The Wildcats are marching down the field. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Throws to the wideout. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Oh, it looks as if the defense got it.
Fumbles are great when you force them, and you're always thinking about as a defensive player. But, man, when the weather conditions start to come down, it starts to rain, and you know that ball's a little bit slick, and you know more runs are coming, you really try to get to that football. Nice job getting the football out, falling on top of it.
On the set. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Off the play fake. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, and they corral the ball so they avoid the turnover. But, man, did they lose a chunk of yardage. Good presence of mind by the quarterback there to not panic when the ball went on the ground and able to get it back.
I would just like to see better ball security, Reese, from the quarterback, too. You know, you got to keep 2 hands on the ball at all times. It doesn't matter. You're looking downfield. You know you're going to have guys around you trying to swat away at the football. You've got to keep 2 points of pressure at minimum on that ball, and the quarterback lucky to fall on that one.
Handoff to the single running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Discards a man, finding open areas. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Wolverines! He shed tackles right and left and housed it.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that, and he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners. When he kicked it in gear, he got the long touchdown.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. Give to the running back. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
Using the quick game. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Kentucky right back to the line.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting into the touchdown.
Here comes Kentucky after picking up that first down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some play.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. Fast, physical, and disruptive. Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that you know if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one on a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. We can mention names. And Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. After the misfire, now on 2nd down. Runs through a tackle.
Well, that didn't bust for a long one, but now third down becomes very manageable. It's not third in eternity. Now the whole playbook, the short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
Motion from the offense. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
Trying to get to him. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs. Line gets set, 1st down. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. From the gun, running back gets the give. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. The run from the shotgun. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Off play action. Throws to the tight end. He's got an open man. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. He's looking to throw. Fires toward the end zone. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Looking to pass on second down. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
When you play zone coverage, and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
And the Wildcats moving quickly to the line.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
They'll throw it on first down. Quick completion on the out route.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Trying to escape and get it himself. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. Starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Dances away from the heat. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's out of bounds just short of the goal line, but are they ever in business now? The Wildcats trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football, but when you got a back like this who punches...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Kentucky. Timely decisions, effective play management helps them get in the end zone after that marathon drive.
And every time the offense needed to play, boom, they got it. I mean, you think about it. Whether it's a small run, small pass, whatever they needed, they got it done, and they popped it in for the score.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Nice run there on first down. You know, this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They feed him again. Breaks the tackle. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Power football with the run. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
What a nice run there. And from the beginning of time, Michigan football has been synonymous with running the football. You can think back to Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Chris Perry, Hassan Haskins, big physical runners that also had sprinter speed and that could change the game. This dude right here, every time he has the football, he has the ability to go the distance, and that's what makes this Michigan offense so dangerous.
Rolls his way ahead. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17. Third down, and this crowd will blow out a vocal cord to help this defense. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Safe completion on the screen. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. This crowd busting the decibel meter and trying to will a fourth down stop. They'll try to pick up the first. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. That's the mindset of this entire offense. They're not going to let you off the hook just because it's 4th and 1.
And that running back, he wanted the ball too. You could see there right after the third down play, looking at his sideline saying, give me the ball, I want it.
He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Tennessee opened up a can, and how many times can you say you went into someone else's building and beat them by double digits? It's what happened today, and the rest of college football should take notice. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Got his man. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Pressure coming. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And they swarm him under. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On second down, just keeps firing. Fires to the wideout. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
That is a tremendous job by the defender on that play, because when the ball was thrown, his head was turned around. He was watching the receiver, quickly spun the head, turned his shoulder, located the ball, and then knocked it down.
On third down, going up top. He's got it. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the first down. He's going to pass. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. We'll see if they can get a little better protection after the sack. It's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Well, the receiver was double covered on that play, and I don't know if the decision by the QB had to do with the pressure. Because he was hurried, he just had to get rid of that faster than he wanted to.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want, because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Lofts one high and deep. Throw toward the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. takes it the other way. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what a pleasure it's been to watch these two teams thus far there in Lexington. And you know, in a day where the spread option and air raid are the offenses of choice, how nice is it to see the 3 yards and a cloud of dust approach? Although we've also seen some runs go for a lot longer. Physical offensive lines coupled with great backs is like a throwback to the olden days, and that's refreshing. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Old Commonwealth Stadium and Kroger Field.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. Kentucky will boot it deep to get the second half underway. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. That's reeled in. It's Stevens. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. And the Wolverines are in the hurry-up.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided, on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player.
Afterburner's coming. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field.
Those outside runs, if they can get the edge like they do, great job by the right guard, right tackle, getting the edge. And now what does this do? This makes cornerbacks come up and tackle. Safeties come up and tackle. As opposed to linebackers and big defensive players, you get your guy out in space where he can use his speed and his physicality against guys that usually cover and don't come up and make tackles.
Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. He'll do it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Option football is about responsibility, but I can't give up my hand. I can't show him really quickly and make it easy on him. Good job by the defense, staying patient, defending all the options, stringing it out, making a nice play.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got him downfield. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
And the defense has to be kicking themselves for allowing a first down there. You're just maybe going to give them a few yards and let them set up for a field goal. Instead, you let them move the chains, and now they're knocking on your door 1st and goal.
A first down run in the red zone. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. That his 40th career touchdown run.
This guy's had a lot of success throughout his career, but 40 touchdowns is something that's pretty commendable, David. He continues to challenge himself each and every game and every year to get better.
Yeah, just the consistency has been so impressive. The offense is built around him. Like, he's going to get the football, he's going to be featured, and still finds the end zone week after week.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Inside 4 minutes to play here in the third. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Fires left. It's complete. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
You know, if you're going to complete some of these deep crossing patterns, the offensive line has got to be able to hold up because you know that receiver, it's going to take him time to get where he needs to be. So everybody up front really has to do a nice job of creating a clean pocket for the QB to throw from. Really good execution.
Dialing up a second down pass play. He'll pull it down and run. Crosses the 30. He's got away. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down. Kentucky going quickly. Out of the gun, the inside give. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Got some work to do on second down after that last one. They need 13. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Keller. Touchdown, Kentucky! A great catch and run for 6. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was weak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. Trying play action. Feeling some heat. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with the sack.
And a big defensive tackle getting off the rock. Nice job seeing play action, understand his pass, beats the guard, gets to the quarterback, and gets the QB on the ground.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He'll pull it down, and he is corralled short of the line to gain.
Great job rallying to the football by this defense. Third down, QB's trying to extend the play, but great team speed on defense, now setting up fourth.
Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Brought down at the 48 after a gain of 5. There's no need to panic or anything, but this would be a really opportune time to put something together and try to take control of this game.
And sometimes you just come out as the favorite, and you're a little bit flat, and you expect to win. And sometimes that leads to slow starts, but I think if they can get that passion, that adrenaline, they get a little fired up right here, I think they'll take care of business.
And they just got to make a play. They just got to get something positive to happen here, sort of wake them up, and then put another play back-to-back, and all of a sudden they get that momentum going. We know they've got the dudes. They've got the studs on both sides of the ball to win this football game. It just needs to start with one spark.
Catch and stride inside the 15. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. On the ground, it's Moffitt. They get him down, but not before he picks up 6 to the 7-yard line.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Handoff from the shotgun. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. To the ground to try to move the chains. So close to that end zone, he could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. Kentucky right back to the line. They'll use the running game on first and goal. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. He'll wedge it in there on the quarterback sneak.
And that was a nice second down run and setting up third and inches. And now it's physical time, right? Like, they know you might run the football. You know you probably want to run the football. How can you be more physical?
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wildcats. Lining up to add another. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the fourth. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. And they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Here's the handoff. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Looking to throw for it. Got his man quickly. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Firing to the right, complete. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Wolverines are on the move. They'll try the run. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Fires to the right. Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game.
If I'm a QB coach, I'm grabbing my quarterback right away and be like, listen, we're going to get another opportunity. It's the 4th quarter. It's a tie game. Our defense is going to get a stop for us. You got to get your confidence back. You got to get back in this ball game. We're going to need you again down the road. You are not done.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
Looking to throw on second down. He's going to run it. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Every possession later in the game means so much more. You start getting the fourth quarter, one-possession games, QB drops back and makes these first downs. These extra set of downs now become so much more important late in these ball games.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. They're trying to get to him. It's caught. There he goes to the right. 10. Touchdown, Wildcats. And with that, they move out front here in the fourth. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They're just about ready to kick it away. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking to move it through the air. Snags it over the middle. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
To the air on first down. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Quarterback on the move, still looking. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Talk about saving. The moment is the biggest. Nice job in the fourth quarter. Been grinding all day. Made the biggest run of the day when it counted the most. Picked up the first down in a pretty close ball game.
We have reached the 2-minute warning, and time is of the essence if this offense is going to make a play. Most important part of a clutch drive. Piece together some first downs. Get in position. And here they are on 1st and 10. Floating away. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take off. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. He wants to throw. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Late in the game, a lot about execution, right? The quarterback has to understand situational awareness, has to understand it. First of all, he does a great job of scrambling, but then the understanding part we're talking about clicks in. Does a great job getting the first down and getting out of bounds.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Got it! And he will
great job with the score. And listen, right here at this point in the game, there's still going to be time left. My defense is going to have to make a stand regardless. I'm going to kick the extra point because the field goal still beats me if I go for a two-point conversion.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the fourth. He'll go out of bounds at the 27-yard line, just couldn't quite shake free. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with.
They do, so tempo is going to be important. You got to go fast. You just got to make good decisions at the quarterback position.
And those good decisions are throwing the ball beyond the sticks, using the sidelines to get out of bounds, try to maximize this time, and get in a position to win.
Couldn't make the play on first down. They'll try it again. 2nd and 10 from the 27. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've thrown 2 straight incompletions, and they just need to play pitch and catch on this next play. They're down a possession, and you don't have to necessarily get the first down right here, but if you don't get it, you've got to at least keep the 4th down manageable to give yourself an opportunity to keep pushing the ball down the field and give yourselves a shot to win.
Blasted as he lets it go. It's caught downfield. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. Wants to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Green.
Great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field, he could see he had him. He completes it for the first time.
Open space at the 25. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. Kentucky trying to get a little scratch in the red zone. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. The cleats will be tested in this driving rain as he tries to kick to win the game. And he wins it from 37 yards out. That was fun, and it was